Sand Hollow is as gorgeous as ever this morning, and we are excited to get some wheeling in. I'm your host, Rich Klein, and here with me is our special guest, Hollie Fowler, driver of the Mischief Maker, a highly modified Jeep JKU, and you're watching the hit show, Driver's Seat, the show that takes you, the viewer, along for the ride with some of the biggest names in the sport. Today, we're on 7's at Sand Hollow in Hurricane, Utah. 7's is a 7-rated trail and has been lengthened recently with a brand new cool exit, and Hollie is going to show us a new path. All right, Hollie. We're here at 7's. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. This is super fun to have you out here.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for having me on here. It's an honor and a pleasure.
You know, just kind of getting used to the terrain here. I noticed that I wheel here just about every day, that I can at least. And I'll tell you, the cool part about getting out here is getting to know new people. And you came all the way from the East Coast, is that correct?
I did, yeah. So I did used to live in New York, and I've kind of just been traveling around, but this seems to be the place that we migrate to the most. So there's a good possibility that we're probably going to move here in the future.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it has everything that we love. The weather is good. That's like a big thing for us. We don't really like a ton of snow for a lot of time, but like a little time. I know you guys get a little bit of snow, so that's fine. A little's good.
A little's good, but we're coming up to the first obstacle, so what are some of the things that you're doing?
We are. So this one can be a little tricky for me. It's a hit or a miss. I guess that's with everyone and every obstacle, but this one I like to keep all the way over to the left. The rock formation, there's a little step there that I like to get the tires just to grab up onto there. So we'll see if it works, because we got to keep all the way left, just crawl this wall, and then we got to keep all the way over driver's side, and it should, in theory, grab and crawl. But of course, oh, there we go.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. First one done. Woo! All right.
Well, one thing that kind of helps every once in a while for vehicles that don't have the larger tires, taking one tire at a time, it'll get you a little tippy, but the vehicle will pull through that. And generally speaking, it goes through just as fine as well.
Yeah. That one's a fun one.
Yeah.
I do like this one.
Now what's with this one?
So this second obstacle, honestly, you just, the traction here is so good, so I really don't worry too much about that. But we're just going to take it nice and easy, walk it up, crawl it up. But whenever you have an obstacle like this, when you're crawling vertically, if you don't know the obstacle, definitely get out, walk it, check what's on the other side.
Yeah, because that's kind of a big deal here. You get to the top of this and you cannot see over right now.
Well, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
You either see sky or sky, and that is pretty much about it until you see the ground.
Right. And you kind of slide down a little bit here.
You do, yeah. It kind of walks itself down. So, but that one is good. So actually, I'll talk about this when we get up to the obstacle, but I didn't realize when we talked about doing this trail, Rich, that this was the one and only trail with one obstacle that makes my stomach go straight into my throat.
Well, that's what I like to hear, because that's kind of the point of all this, is to make it a little fun and difficult and
oh yeah,
on the edge, right?
Oh, for sure. This one does. You'll probably see it in my facial expressions. I am terrible. I cannot hide anything on my face.
Well, that's okay, because we got a camera pointed right at it.
Exactly. So you guys are going to see everything. Everything. So this one's pretty cool. This is another one that you can just climb up. Gets a little tippy, but not too much. It is beautiful out today as well.
Yeah. The blue sky on the red rock and the blue lake in the background is just too cool.
It's stunning.
And then we kind of drop off this as well.
We do, yeah. Just kind of crawl on down. I like to make noise sometimes, like womp, womp, womp. That's kind of how it feels with these tires.
Yeah. So, where are you exactly from?
I am actually from good old Scotland.
Scotland.
Yes, Scotland, all the way across the pond. And I grew up there in a town called Aberdeen, which is in the northeast.
Yep.
Family are still there. And I do like to go back. We used to go back a lot more before. But obviously, since I've been wheeling, I can't go back as often because I normally have a schedule to stick to and all of that. So.
Well, because we can kind of hear a little bit of an accent there, but I know it gets a little thicker, right? So can you give us like a good
It does.
Scottish accent?
All right. Well, today we're in Sand Hollow. All right, and we're having a really good day. We're gonna go wheeling. And for those of you who didn't know what wheeling is, you just take big vehicles with big tires and you go out in the sand and you crawl a wee rock.
Yes.
Yeah, right? I should just do that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, I can't imagine how many people would be like, what did she just say?
Oh, yeah. So, funny story, the first time I took my husband over to Scotland, oh, wow.
We're going to hit this little sand hill.
A little quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chit-chatting away.
Yeah.
Getting into my Scottish ways. We might have to back off a little more.
There we go. Keep going.
Yeah, there's like a wee rock there.
The sand here is super soft. And at Sand Hollow, we've gone like, I want to say 30 days without any real rain. So the sand's really dry.
Yeah. And I've been out the past couple of days and it's been not this soft.
Yeah.
Like soft, but not this soft.
There you go.
There we go. Just get over that little Humpty Hump.
And for a lot of people who are watching, we're going kind of slow because we've got cameras that are following us.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
we wanted to kind of make sure that they kept linked up, but you know what? Part of this is...
you gotta roll with it.
Exactly.
You just gotta roll with it.
There are no outtakes. There's no second shots.
No.
We just got to do what we got to do. So we're going to make it work. Right?
It's going to work. It's going to be fine.
That's like the wheeling way.
Yeah.
It's our motto, right? Just make it work.
Just make it work. Probably hit this just with a little momentum to get to these rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. So, yeah, the first time I took Walter over to Scotland, we went to a pub, not a bar, a pub. It's where like a lot of old men hang out, probably in a fishing village, and we just drink pints and pints of beer.
Yes, that is my kind of place. I love pints and pints of beer.
Oh yeah, and then you have to get a bag of chips or crisps, as we say in the UK, and you don't open them the normal way. You have to like open them like an animal, like on the side. You just rip it, and you have the foil all open, and all the chips are there, and everyone just kind of pretty much, and you just kind of have a good time with your friends. But my dad was there, and of course we were having pints upon pints, and Walter pulled me aside. He was like, "Are you guys speaking English?" I'm like, "Yeah, we are." He's like, "I don't understand one word you're saying. Not one word." Because the accents come out, especially if you have a wee dram, a wee whiskey.
It's real thick there, huh?
Oh, super thick.
That's awesome. Yeah, so now we've got the in-car video camera behind us, which is pretty cool. It's an aspect of the show we've never run before.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Mike is driving the camera car, and Val is videoing, and this is pretty cool. Like, I gotta admit, ooh.
Oh yeah. So this one right here, because the sand is so soft, you kind of have to start high because gravity will pull you. But yeah, I've done that a couple of times where it's slid pretty far, and I've kind of made this face.
Right?
Like, are we okay? Are we gonna make it?
Here it goes.
Oh man, I've been very close to rolling.
Yeah.
Let's touch wood right now, but never had that yet.
Oh, that's good. The Mischief Maker is fairly straight. Like, I don't see any body damage, and that contributes not just to your driving style, but also some of your partners, right?
Oh, absolutely. So I am actually part of the Rockstar team, and we affiliate with a number of brands. Like Gen Right being, I'm kind of covered in Gen Right,
Sure.
to be honest with you, and everything's aluminum. It's fantastic. It really does protect the whole vehicle, because I do like to throw this thing around.
Right. So
you know.
you have the bumpers and you have the rock sliders.
And I have the rock sliders.
You have the body protection.
I do. I have the corner armor. So I'm kind of Gen Righted up. That's pretty cool. And then I have the Baja lights, which I absolutely adore. I actually just got them.
Wait. What'd you call them?
Baja.
Baja. The Baja light?
Yeah. How do you say guacamole?
Guacamole.
Guacamole. It's guacamole.
It's guacamole.
And it's also a taco. Just an FYI. Let's not get this twisted.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're coming up to the first real obstacle of the trail.
Yes, we are. Now, this one, you can see a lot of people like to climb this rock in front of me, the vertical face one. Not the best idea. And there's black marks all over the place. So it kind of gets a little confusing. But I like to keep this one away from any vertical rock wall,
Yep.
especially when we are going up on this vertical angle, you know?
Yeah, but it feels good. The car is very stable.
Yeah.
And most people, they kind of slip a tire there. And here, you can't really see what the line is, right? The vehicle's so big.
Yeah, you can't.
That way for every vehicle.
You can't really see too much, but if I just keep an eye on my front tire on this side, then we should be good, Rich.
Yep.
You should be okay with me.
Oh no, I'm perfectly fine.
No, I know you are.
I'm okay with you. You're okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So this one's pretty cool. So there are two ways that you can do this kind of next part. You can dip down to the right, which I have done, and then I kind of front and rear dig my way.
But it's kind of a buggy line, right? And it doesn't really follow the rate of the trail.
Yeah, so it is, but me being me, I love to take on buggy lines because I feel like I'm invincible and I can do anything in this thing.
Which most Jeepers feel the same way.
Yeah, but I did it the other day. It was good, but it did take me about a good half hour. So I thought that might not be so great for today. So we're just going to crawl on the top of this ledge here.
And you kind of want to skirt this rock.
Yes.
Because on my side,
Yeah.
there's a huge hole, and that's the hole you were talking about.
That is the hole I'm talking about. And also when you're climbing this side, it doesn't feel great. And this right here is the one part of the whole mountain I don't like.
Little crossover right here?
This little crossover.
It can be a little crazy.
I
can walk you through it.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I came out and I practiced this one just especially.
Because it gets tippy here, right?
Oh yeah.
Right about here.
Right here. And the thing is, the tire is on the ground, but to me, it doesn't feel that way.
It feels like it's lifting up.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then the worst part is you have to turn uphill, which makes it even gives you even more horrible feeling.
Oh yeah. You're just like, okay, great. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
And then now we're on this like real narrow path, and that's kind of one of the things about 7's is it was when we built this trail, it was just like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, very tightly close. You know, and it usually came in groups of 3.
Okay.
And so that's why it was 7's. It's 7 rated obstacles and in groups of 3.
Ah, that makes sense.
And it was named by Woody Swearingen. But you know, we come out here and build trails, and I don't. To be honest, I don't have an original bone in my body, so I give the task of naming trails to Val and Woody.
Oh man. Oh, what did I say this should have been called the other day?
I'd like to know.
It was something about, I don't know, flipping stomach or stomach flipping or something like that. I was like, that would have been, I feel personally, a little more appropriate.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, like you just said, this is kind of obstacle after obstacle, but this is my favorite kind of trail because it keeps your mind focused.
Super engaged. Right?
Yeah. You can't kind of like wander off and think. And I mean, I'd love to take in the views right now, especially from this.
Yeah.
From this point right here, but
it is great. You can see the entire lake in the background, and how it kind of contrasts with the red sand here. And then every once in a while, like right now, you kind of see an owl flying across, or maybe that's not an owl, a hawk flying across. Let's not say owl. It's a hawk flying across. And I don't know why I said owl in the first place.
You have owls on your mind. That's fine.
Yeah.
We can roll with that.
So this is called Giant Steps, and this is a pretty tough obstacle.
It is, but honestly, again, a lot of the obstacles on this trail is sort of, I gotta keep the tire more to the driver's side for all of this.
So that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the width of the trail, and you absolutely make a point in that the driver's side tire is almost always on every high point on the trail, to be honest.
It is.
And I didn't really think about that until you just said it.
Yeah. Oh, and this is one. There we go.
There we are.
I was like, I've never been caught up on that one before, but that's why I love wheeling as well, because you can do this trail a million times and it's going to be different every time, and sometimes you get up things and sometimes you don't.
Right.
You know, but that's part of the joy of it, to be honest with you.
Well, and one of the guys with us on the trail this morning is Dean Urban, right?
Yes.
So he's got an LS3 JKU, and pretty cool rig. If you guys get a chance to see it in the back shot, that's who's running with us.
Yeah. I actually just recently met him, so it's pretty cool that he could come and join us today.
And really, I mean, he's a very capable driver. I've seen him on, 8 and 9 rated trails.
Oh, yeah.
In his JK, so that's pretty cool that he can keep up and do well.
Oh, for sure.
So, tell me a little bit about university and what you studied and some of your history, the Hollie history.
The Hollie history. Welcome. This is not the driver's seat. This is Hollie's history.
Oh, I'm going to have to put a timer on.
Hollie's history. So obviously I'm from Scotland, and I actually studied in a town called Glasgow, or one of the main cities.
Right.
And I studied opera singing. That's
What?
right, people.
Opera?
Opera.
That is crazy.
Can you imagine?
You're going to have to belt out a tune.
Oh, man. Maybe a little later on.
Yeah, maybe at the finish you can give us
A little, we're finished.
do that.
Oh, yeah. I would love to do that. A doodad. So, I studied there. I actually went into my master's and decided that I wanted to learn the Italian language. So I ended up moving to Florence in Italy.
Oh, wow.
And I lived there for 2 years. It was meant to be 6 months, but just decided to extend that stay. And And then that kind of brought me over here because I had work, obviously, over there with concerts, and I actually taught English at the university there,
or English,
or the college.
The college, yes, we call it the college.
Or the college. College. And there was a 6-month period actually where I didn't have any work. So my parents used to have a vacation home on Long Island.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I'm just going to go chill out there. I'll find a vocal coach. I'll learn some new things from them. And, 8 years later, I'm still here. But the reason why I'm here is because I went on Match.com.
Oh,
but
nice.
But not for, like, the real reason. I kind of wanted free dinner in the city. And I knew that I was never going to see anyone again. So I was like, cool, let's do this. So I booked myself in to a cool hotel in Manhattan, drove in. I had like 6 dates set up, like breakfast, coffee dates, dinner dates.
You'll get 6 meals a day.
Well, I was like, wow, I'm going to be full after this, but let's do this. And my first date was my now husband.
Oh.
So
there you go. After the first one, you're like, we're done. We got it.
I did. I canceled all the others.
Wow.
I was like, no, I'm good. I think it was the shock of going from a boyfriend who was 5'2" to meeting a guy who was 6'10".
Yeah, Walter's a big dude.
Yeah. It's nice. I can wear heels with him.
Right. You're fairly tall as well.
I am. I'm 6 feet. Yeah. So actually, this Jeep is kind of modified to fit the two of us very comfortably, especially where you're sat right now, Rich.
Yeah, my belts are completely... usually I don't fit in the belts like this. I feel like the kids in a chair. But the belts are tight, but everything's fairly large for me, and I'm not a small frame man.
And you have room there, right?
Right. Oh, I have plenty of room.
That's what it is. So he has those long legs, and when I have people in the passenger seat, I normally I normally try and get a lot of like females in so they can kind of feel how different things, different obstacles, different trails are.
And that's part of your women wheelers movement, right?
Exactly. So I run kind of like a big social group called Women Wheelers, and I have the company also. And we're just, we're here to encourage females to just get behind the wheel. But we're really here to encourage everyone to get behind the wheel, really.
Right.
We've done like a lot of runs last year to off-road parks where we would invite anyone to come out wheeling. But if, if the girlfriend or wife or daughter or whatever was sat in the passenger seat, at one point they had to drive.
Very good.
That was the whole point. And a lot of them I've kept in touch with, and they love it. They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
They're out every weekend. It's really fantastic.
And so, with that being said, one of the things that your viewers hear a lot of is frickle frackle.
Frickle frackle. What the frickle frackle? So it's something that I have always said. I don't know, it's just for forever. And I kept saying it on Mischief Maker TV. And we're just a little tippy here.
We are a little tippy.
That's all right. We slide down here.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Oh, wow. Woo. Shake it off. I'm just joking. Well, I know it's not going to tip over, but that you get to that. There's just like a certain line that you get to, and you're like, ooh.
It could go.
If I go forward, are we going to keep going?
Any given minute, we could lose everything.
Any given minute. So back to frickle frackle. It's just something I say all the time. Someone picked it up on Mischief Maker TV and wrote to me and said, you know what? You should really put that on a T-shirt. I was like, why? No, what? Why would I do that? And I did, and they sold out in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing right now because I love this one. You feel that just swinging around?
Yeah. You just hit your Gen-Right rock sliders.
Yeah, they're working for me. That one I absolutely love. Yeah. There's actually another, there's only one other place I've really pivoted on this side like that. A little more furiously, actually, is over in Tennessee at Windrock.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I believe it's Trail 15. And you literally go onto a rock on its side, and you have to put your foot down. That's the only way. If you
gotta get it.
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
You just gotta go for it. So it's probably one of my favorite feelings of going over an obstacle.
Yeah.
Is pivoting.
It is pretty cool. You can kind of hear Dean behind us. He's pivoting.
He's doing the pivot.
Doing the pivot.
Oh man, whenever I say pivot, though, it reminds me of Friends.
And you can actually hear that LS3 lighting up.
Oh yeah.
So, I think that he's made it, and if he hasn't, we'll catch him around. I'm sure he'll catch up. We try to keep our, trail etiquette, keeping the eye on the people behind you, but it doesn't always work out that way, especially when we're filming. And he kind of knows what comes with the territory. We might have to leave him just to keep moving.
Yeah, I think he got it though.
Yeah.
I see him.
He's a very capable driver though.
He really is. I was kind of blown away with just the skills, actually, the skill set that he has in that Jeep. It's pretty awesome.
So what made you actually want to get into the Jeep?
Well, I didn't know that any of this kind of existed. It wasn't until I saw some trails and everything on YouTube.
Okay.
And I looked at it and thought, that is crazy. I keep catching on
a rear diff, but it'll go.
There we go.
There it is.
I thought it was madness what people did with their vehicles. Madness. Because there's me, 2017, just got a little Chief Edition.
Yeah.
Looking pretty rad, feeling kind of sassy with it. Sassy.
I like it.
Driving around in that thing. Because I used to be a realtor, so everyone knew exactly who I was in town. And I loved it, but then saw these videos on YouTube and decided to take an off-roading class in New York, upstate New York, and kind of got the bug then. And then every weekend I would go to Roush Creek, which was about 5-6 hours away from us. And every time I went, I would go with different groups of people, people who have been wheeling for 40 years, people who have been wheeling for 3, and kind of learned what to get next. If I wanted to do the Crucible, I can't do it on, with a little stock Jeep or,
right.
Even 37s, I kind of have to go a little bigger. So, that's kind of how I got the bug. And Mischief Maker's been through 4 builds.
Okay.
Which in a year and a half is pretty extensive.
Well, it is highly modified. It's probably the most modified JKU I've seen.
Oh, really?
Besides Tony Pellegrino's, which is obviously a race car.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, we've with hanging around with seasoned wheelers and just talking to them and being on forums, we managed to get. I feel like we've managed to build something pretty solid.
That's good.
Which is pretty cool. And actually, the build was done on Long Island by a guy called Leo. He owns a shop called TNT Monster Truck, and he builds massive monster trucks.
Yeah.
And sends them over to Australia and the UK. So he knew his stuff. And we asked him to modify the back of the Gen-Right cage because we wanted something a little different.
Right.
If you're going to put money into your vehicle, just do something a little different.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to have a vehicle that is unique, right? And
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah, exactly. So he definitely did a great job with the cage. This one of the things that Walter and I absolutely love about this, with kind of like the racer back. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, fastback almost.
Yeah, that would be the word, Rich. That would be the word.
The British word is the racer back.
Of course, we'll roll with that. It was
The term is definitely fastback.
fastback. It is.
Yeah.
Wow, being educated on the trails also. So this obstacle is kind of cool. You can either ride up, or sometimes I like put my tire right on the very side and ride up the wall. But today I think I might try and just go up the top. We'll try it. We'll try it, Rich.
You're going to try to straddle this crack.
Yeah.
With doing so, you kind of just, we noticed at the beginning on the passenger side, it's just really flat. So there's nothing really to worry about as far as falling off the passenger side. But you really want to keep an eye on that driver's side. Again, kind of relating back to what you said at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
You know, we want to keep an eye on that driver's side and keep it up on that rock.
Exactly.
You don't fall in.
Exactly. It kind of just looks cool, that one, you know.
Absolutely cool. And the thing I like about Sand Hollow is not just attraction, but the ability to, it really kind of makes your vehicle feel like, or you as a driver feel like you can accomplish anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you could be a beginner driver and come out here and do some of the trails and walk away feeling like a superhero.
Right.
You know, it's great. It's a great place for anyone. You know, there's something for everyone here, which is why I love this park so much.
And just touching on the view again is pretty amazing from all the way up here. And we're on the new section of 7's, which is, you know, kind of it's only been run once during Trail Hero, and it's a new path. You can find the path on Cartatrax, and it's pretty awesome. It's up to date, and it definitely adds some new elements to the trail.
Oh yeah, for sure. I knew that it was definitely a new part of the trail though, because you'll see just probably, I think it's just around this corner, the grass is super tall. And I was like, are you sure this is the way?
And grass in the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah, I know. Very weird. Very weird. So I actually just... Oh, are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
I just felt that line, you know what I mean? Like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fun.
But the vehicle stuck the line, so good for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, man. So a funny story about this little obstacle right here is there are sticks right in front of us. And, let's see if we can, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, three-wheeling. There's no better feeling.
This is called the Jeep Wave, right?
The Jeep Wave. I like to do that a lot, people.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Hello there.
Here to get this big booty up. There we go.
We're going to call her Big Booty Judy.
Big Booty Judy. So actually, this is probably only the fourth day I've really run Mischief Maker with. I just changed up the rear suspension from a Terraflex 4-link to a Rock Crawler 3-link. Because I was kind of catching on everything at the back. I do have a Dana AT in the back, so the brackets and the arms were just catching on absolutely everything. So everything's kind of being nipped and tucked, as I like to say.
Nice.
And it's performing pretty well. I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable.
And who did the work?
Actually, Nick Ashby at the Rockstar Garage in California did that. So, yeah, it's feeling pretty solid. And I haven't run a sway bar in the rear for quite some time, and now I have one in there.
Yeah.
What a difference.
A huge difference.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize, or I couldn't remember what it felt like with that bar on. It's pretty solid, but it does make when you're kind of on the side or leaning on the side or you're three-wheeling, I do kind of feel like, like the whole vehicle could just go, just because I'm kind of so used to it being so flexible now, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
So there is definitely a different feeling there, but I'm absolutely loving the way that it's performing, and especially going through whoop sections.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's smooth. It is nice and smooth, and the reason why I changed up the rear suspension is because I kept bending shocks in the rear. So I was like, instead of fixing them all the time, the geometry is something's wrong.
Right.
So let's switch it up. So, but it is feeling
This
good.
line is a little different. It kind of like pitches you into the rock on the driver's side.
It does. It wants to.
And what's interesting is I don't know if I've ever seen anybody crawl that. In fact, me and my highly modified YJ
Yeah.
with 110 wheel or 112 wheelbase, we don't just crawl that like you did.
Oh no?
No, and most people have to bump it really hard, and I mean like
Super hard. Like
hit it hard.
Like commitment.
Like commitment. And it's really difficult because it wants to pitch you into that rock.
It does. It wants to slide you down there.
Yeah.
For sure.
The body won't actually touch the rock, but it is kind of scary for those that care about body damage.
Oh yeah.
Them, but,
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Not anymore.
Well, I think you got a lot of confidence in your vehicle and the body itself, right?
Yeah, I do. And I feel very comfortable with Mischief Maker. I've had a lot of seat time over the past year, and it actually all started last year at EJS was kind of my first big wheeling trip, I guess. And that's where it all began, and I just hit, park to park to park and got all that seat time in. And
so from park to park to park, what's like your favorite area or trail?
Favorite? Oh gosh, every park that I've been to, I take away something from. But I do love Windrock at Tennessee.
Yeah.
In Tennessee. The park is massive and it's challenging. And one of my favorite times wheeling was last year. I actually took the spider web shade off.
Okay.
It was kind of drizzling a little bit, but we were all kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. I was out with a group of people who are hardcore wheelers, and they wheel in snow, rain, they don't care. So my kind of people, we went out, it was fine, it was just drizzling a little bit. Someone broke an axle shaft. We were kind of trying to fix that on the trail.
Sure.
It was very muddy, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the heavens opened to the point where you're sat still and you're like closing your eyes because you can't see anything because there's so much rain coming at you. And we look at the weather forecast, it's going to be like that for the rest of the day.
Oh, wow.
And we are deep in this trail, and I'm like, wow. But it was the best fun I've ever had. I mean, the Jeep literally turned chocolate brown inside and out. We're still to this day finding mud.
Well, I know when we were setting up cameras for this, I found a bit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all. At all. So actually, we just went up that one obstacle that I said, it looks like no one's ever touched it and no one's ever been there.
Yeah.
So
It is kind of cool to drive through that, like, tall grass. It's kind of a weird area for
yeah.
Sand Hollow, middle of the desert, high desert.
And you find just a one patch of high grass.
Yeah. Kind of odd.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little odd.
So what do you got for the future? What's the future for Hollie?
I think I'm going to be building another vehicle. Not a rock crawler. I'm going to go a little faster, I think. So our little rally vehicle. So I just got a 2015 Tacoma, and hoping to build that into a Class 7 little rally race vehicle.
Fun.
Yeah, so something a little different, but that's because I like to push my limits and think outside the box, and I love doing this. I will always do this.
Right.
But, just mix it up a little bit. It's nice. And, of course, I do my my daily vlog thing. I turned 34 this year.
Oh.
And, I know, 34, woo. And decided that I would kind of do a Dear Diary kind of thing every day and pop it up on YouTube. So
Sure.
not only do I put videos up there of like, oh, today I'm doing laundry. Why don't you guys come with me? We're going to the laundromat in Hurricane, Utah. Look at all the characters here. But I have all my wheeling adventures up on there as well, which is pretty cool.
Well, I know that the Mischief Maker, by the way, how did we come across the name Mischief Maker?
It took me 9 months.
9 months?
His original name was Rodrigo.
A Scottish person saying Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
I like it.
Yeah, that was his original name. But I wanted to incorporate the chief part into it because the chief edition.
I like that.
So I was like, oh, Mischief Maker. Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how that came around.
Well, we're here at the end of 7's.
We are.
That was pretty quick. I couldn't imagine doing it quicker, actually. We just kind of motored on through, and that was really cool.
We did. We kind of just crawled over everything there. I didn't even realize until right now we were done.
Shazam.
Shazam bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Prickle crackle. Well, thank you, Holly, for joining us in the driver's seat. It's been an amazing trip. It's good to know more about you, your vehicle, and all your antics. And we look forward to seeing you more in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on here. It's been a trip.
Awesome. Take it easy.